Video is to bring you up to speed with the latest information on this Igbo kin issue in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, no Ghanaian should be comfortable with this thing at this point until the government officially responds to it. And this is how I choose to introduce this video. Let's get into it. Now, 3 different events has happened since I did the last video on him some 1 week ago. The first was on July 8th when the Ningo Traditional Council came out with a statement to deny any sale of lands to the Igbo king for that agenda. They totally disassociated themselves from his intentions and actually stated that, ladies and gentlemen, the Minister of Interior should investigate this individual. The second thing that happened was when the Ghana Traditional Council also came out with a statement to distance themselves from him, and also further stated that they do not recognize any such title under Ghana's Chieftaincy Act and the National Registry for Chiefs. And by the same evening of the 9th July, a man by name Ronnie Gogo, representing the palace of the Igbo king, which is somewhere within Accra, stated that the widely rumored 50-acre or 250 plot acquisition in Ningo in Greater Accra is false. That is what he said. He clarified that those plans were part of a 2013 interview and were abandoned back in 2014 due to land ownership complications in Ghana. Not long after, Sam George, the member of parliament for the constituency in which this Igbo king claims to have bought the lands, tweeted on X that no king has any kingdom or land in the Ningo Pram constituency. Disregard such claims, he said. And he also mentioned that the ancient great Ningo kingdom is welcoming to all who visit us, but none is welcome to lay claim to a kingdom here, referring to the Ningo kingdom. Those are his direct words, ladies and gentlemen. So I looked up on the list of the members who form the National House of Chiefs in Ghana. And ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing of this Igbo king mentioned on there. It is a 5-member paramount chiefs who are elected from among the 16 regions of Ghana. But in the midst of all of this is a story of the wife of the Igbo king, who we are told comes from Biriwa in the central region, who brought the issue to his chief in his hometown and allegedly showed evidence of the invoices and payments made for this said land. Ladies and gentlemen, I have sat back and listened to all the conversations going on around this issue and come to one particular realization, and I want to share it with you. This is going to hit differently. And I want Ghanaians to confirm with me if my suspicion is right. The vast majority of Ghanaians on social media who are speaking up and commenting against this Igbo man are doing so because they do not want the stereotype that is associated with Nigerians in Ghana to be entrenched by way of legitimizing their group leader. Let me know whether I'm wrong or not on this, ladies and gentlemen. And let me repeat what I just said in simplified English. Hear me out. Ghanaians on social media who are rising against such claims of a Nigerian king in Ghana are doing so because this country, Ghana, based on the series of evidence of kidnappings and crimes in the country in recent times, which actually involves Nigerian nationals, has unofficially tagged Nigerian nationals as a threat to our internal security. This may be totally unfair to the many Nigerians who may be about their decent businesses in Ghana, but the fact of the matter is this, ladies and gentlemen: the few have tainted the many. This, to me, is the first reason behind why a lot of Ghanaians, both home and abroad, are speaking up against this man. It is not just about the man, but against certain activities of Nigerians in Ghana in general. The typical Ghanaian may welcome and entertain a Nigerian, but at the same time be watchful of their every move. The notion that some may laugh with you in the morning and attack you at night is a real thing in Ghana. Every day in this country, ladies and gentlemen, as a matter of fact, somewhere, somehow, when there is a crime reported in the news, a Nigerian national will find himself involved. This could not be a coincidence. This could never be a coincidence. When it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, and quacks like a duck, it couldn't be a cat. It is definitely a duck. This stereotype, coupled with a sense of the arrogance with which the man and many Nigerians speak, is what pisses a lot of people off. And I'll be very frank with you. The average Ghanaian is a humble person or may pretend to speak in the tone of humility. We are universally recognized as the country that uses the most please in our language, even though we may not always live up to that standard of modesty. But that's who we are as a people. And so when we see a foreigner speak with such arrogance, we immediately become combative towards that person. And that is exactly what is happening. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what I suspect has charged Ghanaian internet users at the Igbo man. But I could be wrong in all this. So let's hear from you in the comment section and be sensitive with your choice of words. Now, what's also fanning this momentum even the more is the level of silence from the part of Ghana's government. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks as though the message hasn't reached them yet. So far, it appears only Sam George has made a comment about it. And I believe he did that only because the issue has to do with his constituency directly. The president is silent, and the Minister of Information is nowhere to be found on this. Mr. President, you cannot afford to be silent on a matter like this that has the undivided attention of the people of Ghana on the internet. Did he finance your campaign, if I may ask, Mr. President? I mean, did the Igbo King finance your rerun for office last year? I'm just asking. Is the NDC in support of his plans or not? Mr. President, what is going on, Mr. President? Your information minister, who is never short of words, seems to be all of a sudden short of words when it matters the most. What instruction did he receive from the chief of staff, if we may ask? Is he also involved with this guy, this Igbo man? Your silence is the reason the youth intend to organize a demonstration on 19th of this month, if you care to know. Is there anything more important than what the people want to know, Mr. President? And Mr. President, when I look at the picture of you and the guy, I ask myself, how did he have this access to you? Have you directed the relevant ministries to speak with him? And what did he say? Or what information do you have? Do you mind speaking to Ghanaians about this, Mr. President? But ultimately, you are the captain of this ship. And the rest of us would want to hear from our captain, Mr. President. Should we ignore it as a non-issue, or should we wait on a statement from you? I entreat all Ghanaians and every African to always stand by their country, no matter what. This includes the country of Nigeria. But to you, Oga, Ghana's constitution on chieftaincies has no room for foreign kingdoms. Let's all therefore live under the law and for peace to prevail. Thank you very much to everybody that has contributed to this platform. And thank you for taking time to watch this.